Good morning and welcome to worship at Mount Diablo Unitarian Universalist Church. My name is Mark Tuning. I go by he, him, and his pronouns. We always begin our worship with songs, so let's join in singing our opening song this morning, number 235 in the Gray Book if you have it. Deck the Hall with Boughs of Holly. The words will be on your screen. Deck the hall with boughs of holly, la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, la 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 la. Troll the ancient Yuletide carol, la 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 la. See the blazing Yule before us, la 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 la. Strike the harp and join the chorus, la 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 la. Follow me in merry measure, la 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 la. While I tell of Yuletide treasure, la 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 la. Fast away the old year passes, la 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 la. Hail the new ye lads and lasses, la 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 la. Sing we joyous all together, la 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 la. Heedless of the wind and weather, la 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 la.
Good morning, and welcome to the Mount Diablo Unitarian Universalist Church. I'm the Reverend Leslie Takahashi, and my pronouns are she and her. We're so glad that you have joined us today and that you are with us on this beautiful morning in our holiday season. Though we cannot be together as we wish, we are grateful to be together as we can. We are a community grounded in values that have been passed down to us for generations, just like the other traditions that we celebrate in this season. One of those values are the teachings from the Jewish and Christian sources that remind us to treat our neighbors as ourselves and to love them in that manner. So it's in that spirit that we gather here today. Though you do not have to believe a creed to be comfortable among us, we do have values that reflect what is commonly believed here, and you can learn more about them and about all the things that we're engaged with at our website, www.mduuc.org. If you're visiting and you want to have a chance to learn a little bit more about who we are and what we do, please fill out one of our virtual visitor cards, because then we'll know to be in touch with you, and we look forward to that. We are very grateful to be here this morning with this very special service for all ages, and we are grateful to have all of the gifts that we will have with us. We'll have many other gifts in this season as well, including tonight, when we will have our solstice service this evening, and we will also have on Christmas Eve 2 services, a more family-friendly service at 5 and our more traditional service at 8. All of these are virtual, and there's information about them on our website. You should also be getting in your mail in the next couple days a copy of a postcard that also has that information and the responsive reading we'll be using in the 8 o'clock service. We look forward to seeing you at these gatherings in the next couple days. You can look for links to these programs in our Friday email, which we have trimmed down and made easier to use, so we hope that you will open that and look at that for all the links that you need this week. We are still writing postcards to people incarcerated and to voters in Georgia to encourage them to go to the polls, and you can pick them up starting tomorrow from the bins outside the office. We also are still collecting gifts for our neighbors, and particularly our neighbors with the Winter Nights program. And there was such a resounding need that we still have many families that we have items to purchase for. So please, again, go to our email, the Friday email, and find the link or contact Reverend Rodney Lemery about how you can still contribute to this important effort. Caring and connection is so important during this time. And if a listening ear would be helpful for you, please contact me or our intern minister, Miranda Lennox, because we want to know how we can help. We also have financial support available for those who are struggling in these difficult times economically, and asking is a gift you give to our community. We look forward to being with you in all the ways we can in these coming days. And we also remind you that we will have a brief service of letting go on New Year's Eve as well. So welcome to this beloved community.
Good morning and warmest holiday wishes to you. I'm Nasa Matt, a member of your Board of Trustees, and I use she, her pronouns. Let's read together our church mission, which you see on your screen. Mount Diablo Unitarian Universalist Church is a welcoming religious community. We bring to life our Unitarian Universalist values as we seek truth and work for justice, nurture compassion and courage, reach out to each other and to our larger community of faith, bridge the divisions that wound the human family, transform ourselves and our world. Our MDUUC community is such a blessing in these challenging times. Your board wants to express our profound gratitude in this unprecedented and challenging year for all of you, our ministers, our staff, our volunteers, members, and friends who are creating the many virtual ways to stay connected, especially now as the holiday season approaches and we honor, remember, and celebrate traditions that are sacred to so many. We continue to follow necessary restrictions of people and groups on campus for everyone's safety. But you are welcome to come by, visit the campus, and leave an encouraging message on the outdoor blackboards for your friends. And we encourage you to stay connected, gather virtually, on screen or by phone, celebrate, and be in community with each other. For information on services, Actions for Justice, caroling, or any of the many virtual holiday events our ministerial team has organized, go to our website, mduuc.org, to find the links to participate. These days can be so hard, so remember, if you need help or are feeling isolated, please let one of our ministers know. Take needed rest, take care of yourself, and welcome. It's good to be together.
In this season of holidays, in this 2020, a year like no other, we are grateful for the ways that we are coming together, knowing that the biggest holiday gift that we could give one another is to be in one another's presence as we can, while also taking the precautions that will allow us to see one another for many days to come. We are grateful for all that we can do and for all who are giving of their gifts to us to make our days brighter, more merry, and more full of joy and hope. It is such a gift to see one another's faces. And I remind you that we are asking everyone to please send in a picture of yourself holding a lighted candle in the next couple days so we can use them as part of our Christmas Eve services. Seeing one another and knowing that we will continue to see one another in the days to come is one of the greatest gifts we can give. Your staff and ministerial team are working hard to make sure that we can do this, and we are grateful for all the gifts among us.
We invite you to sing the words of the invocation. You'll find them on your screen. Ancient story lived again, dark of longest night, birth of innocence and hope kindles our delight. All celebrate the labor's end, forth in laughter, tear and smile, light of love and joy extend all around the child.
Hi, my name is Marina, and I'm the Assistant Director of Lifespan Religious Education. Deep calls unto deep, joy calls unto joy, light calls unto light. Let the kindling of this flame rekindle in us the inner light of love, of peace, of hope. And as one flame lights another, nor grows the less, we pledge ourselves to be bearers of the light wherever we are.
This is our fourth Sunday, lighting our Advent wreath, something that we bring from our Christian tradition. We lit our first candle for the spirit of love, our second candle for the spirit of hope, and last week we lit our third candle in the spirit of joy. The fourth candle in this tradition is lit in the coming and expectation of the Prince of Peace, the Spirit of Peace, which sometimes can feel hard to kindle in these times. If this is a little reluctant in your heart today, please take the time right this moment to invite the Spirit of Peace.
Good morning. My name is Indigo Lewis. My pronouns are she and her, and I serve this congregation as the Director for Lifespan Religious Education. So last Sunday, my family finally went and acquired the yearly Christmas tree. We have never been ones to engage in this ritual the day after Thanksgiving, too soon to shut the door on one holiday before jumping into the next. But the perfect day to welcome in the holidays was elusive this year, and it turns out that 12 days before Christmas is cutting it a little close in terms of tree procurement. As we managed to find a good enough tree a little further afield, I wondered if our holiday tardiness reflected some low-grade difficulty in feeling celebratory right now. Well, back at home, with the tree properly set in its place, and our tree skirt with the hole that we artfully hide each year draped around it, and the ornament boxes out of the garage, something started to shift. Everyone in the house started to drift into the living room to open the ornament boxes, and the conversation went a little like this. Do you remember when you went to Kentucky in 3rd grade, and then up went the Kentucky state ornament? Or when you discovered voodoo donuts in Portland in 6th grade, and then the donut ornament went up? Or when your Nana and Dada gifted us the cabaret pig, a favorite? Each ornament placed was a memory of our lives together, of loved ones we're missing and loved ones no longer with us. By the time the tree was lit and held as many ornaments as it could handle, our holidays felt well and truly welcomed with a ritual that possibly held more meaning for us this year than in years past. Well, one of our holiday rituals here at MDUUC that holds a piece of my heart, a marker for me that indeed the holidays are here, is the annual holiday pageant. The pageant is always an all-ages service that celebrates the season with humor, joy, and often some comfort. This year, our congregants across the ages are offering a selection of favorite holiday movies and music traditions that speak to what can make this time truly special: love, service, connection, acceptance, small everyday miracles, even some big ones. So, with a twinkle in our eye and a hearty ho ho ho, let us worship together.
We invite you to join in singing our hymn for Advent in the Gray Book, number 226. People look east. The words will be on your screen. People look east, the time is near of the crowning of the year. Make your house fair as you are able, trim the hearth and set the table. People look east and sing today, love the guest is on the way. Furrows be glad though earth is bare, one more seed is planted there. Give up your strength, the seed to nourish, that in course the flower may flourish. People look east and sing today, love the roses on the way. Stars keep the watch when night is dim, one more light the bowl shall brim, shining beyond the frosty weather, bright as sun and moon together. People look east and sing today, love the star is on the way.
This is the time in our service when we take into the broader heart of this congregation those joys and sorrows that are too great to hold alone. We are lighting the first candle today for all of those who are frontline and essential workers, and for their hearts and the fears of their loved ones for their health. Sue and Les Pulgar ask that we light a candle for their brother-in-law, Nick Nixon, who is on life support in the ICU in St. Louis, suffering from COVID. Sue and Les also ask that we light a candle for their grandson, Moses, who, along with his housemates, is battling the virus in Clayton. Ingeborg Nierhold asks that we light a candle for those who are being put to death at the end of the Trump presidency. She honors the ACLU and invites others to help their work to stop this tragedy. Katie Wills is asking that we light a candle. She writes, I am joyful that my son, Dr. Chris Wills, was able to receive the Pfizer vaccine this week. As his mother, I'm so relieved as Chris spends long hours as a doctor working with COVID patients in LA County. And we also want to light some candles for all of those celebrating birthdays in this season, including Carol Foxhall, David Olson, and our own Tristan Thielman. And on behalf of the Caring Committee, we light a candle in celebration of Beverly Borton's 102nd birthday this month. She will be celebrating her birthday with her son Peter and family in Humboldt County, California, where she is staying during this pandemic. We wish that we could have a very special cake celebration in her honor, but instead we know that you all join us in wishing her the happiest of birthdays. And I ask Indigo to light 2 final candles. One holds all of the joys and sorrows that remain in the sanctuary of our hearts, because these too are included in our gathering this morning. And the second holds our hopes and dreams for our beloved planet as we end this year and enter into a new one.
As we enter into our time of meditation, we invite you to sing together, O Christmas Tree, O Tannenbaum. Words will be on your screen. O Christmas tree, how lovely are your branches. O Christmas tree, how lovely are your branches. Your boughs so green in summertime, stay bravely green in wintertime. O Tannenbaum, O Christmas tree, how lovely are your branches.
I invite you to join me in the spirit of meditation and prayer. And if prayer isn't a word that's used around your home every day, I want you to think of prayer as just a deep ask of something that might be bigger than you can do by yourself. So it's in that spirit that we enter into this time today. Spirit of life, God of love and peace, be with us in this time, in this very unusual holiday time. Whatever our traditions, whatever the things are we're looking forward to doing, remind us of all the things that we have to be grateful for. Remind us to be patient if some of the things we love to do can't be done exactly in the same way this year. Remind us of those teachings that have been sent down to us from generation to generation like presents passed down each time. Those teachings that remind us to honor our neighbors and to extend to them the largest forms of love that we would wish for ourselves. Remind us that we are connected to our neighbors and that many of them are suffering in this time. If we have a day where we feel particularly impatient or grouchy or unhappy, let us remember the gift of life itself and our commitment to do everything we can to continue to keep that for ourselves and those we love. If we're having a day when we feel particularly like we're missing someone we usually would be with in this holiday season, remind us of the power of creativity, and let's invite our hearts to find a way to reach out to those we love and long to be with. In this time, let us remember that it is true that the greatest gift we can give one another is our presence. And let us do that in all the ways that we can imagine, and some that are beyond our imagining, but which will also be revealed to us in the spirit of this season of awe. Let us take all that we are given into our hearts, and let us extend out from that love to ourselves and to all our family, friends, and neighbors. Blessed be.
Hello, and welcome to our annual holiday pageant. I'm your host, Annam Gunny.
And I'm your host, Treon Gunny. This year we're switching things up a little and bringing you a holiday cabaret.
Our first act is inspired by the story, The Grinch Who Stole Christmas.
Yep, and you all are in for a real treat. This is an original monologue written by our very own Alex Hagerstrand.
Story? Well, all right, Max. Just one. This one's good. The only reason I stopped liking Christmas is because of how I was treated as a child. It's a terribly wonderful story, full of cuts on my chin and throwing Christmas trees and my heart breaking and shrinking. But it was a huge turning point in my life. It was quite horrible, actually. Shows how one little moment can shape a whole Who, or Grinch. And after I left my mother's care, all I had was you, Max. It may have been nice, not having to be bothered by the Who's cheerfulness day in and day out, but it would get lonely sometimes, as you saw. Quite lonely. But then Cindy Lou Who showed up. She was not as loud or cheerful as the other Whos. She did not blindly accept what authority said she thought for herself, as she still does, which is quite admirable for a 6-year-old. Seeing everyone on Christmas holding hands together and accepting each other, even though there were no presents or trees or little lights hanging from windowsills, was puzzling at first. But then I realized that is exactly what I had been wanting for a long time. I did not care for presents, or large portions of ham, though that is quite delicious, or even pie, that much. It was the love and acceptance. The love and acceptance that I had not truly seen till that day. Cindy Lou was not scared of me once she got to know me, which was unsettling, to say the least. She thought I was worth the trouble of helping. And once I was accepted, I thought, maybe then I can accept them too. That's all in the past. I'm in Whoville now, as you are as well, Max. Well, good night. That's enough for tonight. I'll see you in the morning.
Jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring. Snowing and blowing up bushels of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells chime and jingle bell time. Dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square. In the frosty air. What a bright time, it's the right time to rock the night away. Jingle bell time is a swell time to go gliding in a one-horse sleigh. Hey, giddy up, jingle horse, pick up your feet. Jingle around the clock. A mix and a mingle in your jingling feet. That's the Jingle Bell Rock. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells chime in Jingle Bell time. Dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square. In the frosty air. What a bright time, it's the right time to rock the night away. Jingle bell time is a swell time to go gliding in a one-horse sleigh. Giddy up, jingle horse, pick up your feet. Jingle around the clock. Mix and mingle in the jingling feet. That's the jingle bell, that's the jingle bell, that's the Jingle Bell Rock.
Wow, that was awesome. Thank you, Meisel family, for that rendition of Rocking Around the Christmas Tree.
Ben, I love your vest. I'm gonna have to borrow it sometime. Very snazzy.
And I'm so excited about our next act.
Me too. Up next, we have a monologue performed by the incomparable Gene Wilcox.
You know, our Brian couldn't have been more than 8 or 9 at the time, and the school had given up on him. The teachers said he was Loop the Loop, and that was that, and I agreed with them. But the headmaster was like fascinated by our Brian. You know, he like studied him. And he said, you know, there's no malice in that child, no malice whatever, but it would appear that Brian has no concept of consequences. What I think we ought to do is give him more responsibility. So I have decided that he will play the star part in the nativity play this year. Well, when our Brian heard he got the part of Joseph, he was made up with himself. Poor kid, he thought he got it because he was good at acting. And I didn't want to say anything, you know, because it was working, you see, this psychology. All the time he's rehearsing his behavior's fantastic. Headmaster's made up with him, teachers are made up with him, I'm made up. Oh, he's made up with himself. And every night he's up there in his room rehearsing his lines. We are weary travellers on our way to Bethlehem. My wife is having a baby and we need to stay in the inn for the night. Well, on the day of the show, I go up to the school. Oh, it's lovely. You know, the little angels come out and they're giving a sly little wave to their mum. And then it's our Brian's entrance. Well, he comes on pulling the donkey. Well, it's a hobby horse on wheels, actually. And perched on top of it is the little girl playing the part of the Virgin Mary. And oh, she's beautiful. Her mother's really dolled her up to be the part, and she's giving a little wave to her mum too. Well, our Brian, he gives that donkey a bit of a tug, because he's taking this serious and he doesn't think they should be up there waving to their mums. And he's miming, giving hay to the donkey, and he's patting it on the head. Well, the headmaster turned round and smiled at me. And I know he was as proud of our Brian as I was. Well, then our Brian goes to the door of the inn, and he goes, knock, knock, knock. And the little innkeeper appears. And our Brian says, we are weary travellers on our way to Bethlehem. My wife is having a baby and we need to stay in the inn for the night. And then the little innkeeper goes, but you cannot stay in the inn because the inn is full up and there is no room in the inn. And then our Brian's supposed to say something like, well, then we'll find ourselves a lowly cattle shed and stay there, or something like that, and go off pulling the donkey and the Virgin Mary. But he didn't. Now, I don't know if it's the Virgin Mary's getting up our Brian's nose because she spent the whole scene waving to her mother, or whether our Brian realises that the part of Joseph isn't all it's cracked up to be. But instead of going off and pulling the donkey and the Virgin Mary, he turns to the little innkeeper and he says, full up, but we booked. Well, the poor little innkeeper didn't know what day of the week it was. His lower lip's starting to tremble. He's looking all round the hall for someone to help him. And our Brian's going, I've got the wife outside on the donkey. She's having a baby. Any minute now, you're telling me you're full up? Well, the top brass in the front row is beginning to turn and look at the headmaster. And our Brian's given a perfect example of his father on a bad day. He's berating anything that dares move. Well, the little innkeeper's lower lip is going 19 to the dozen. The Virgin Mary's in floods of tears. And one of the three wise men has started to wet himself. Well, finally, little innkeeper realises that the script is way out the window and he'd better do something about our Brian. So he steps forward and he said, listen, mate, listen, I was only joking. We do have room, really. You can come in if you like. And with that, the three of them disappeared into the inn. End of nativity play. An end of our Brian's acting career.
Frosty the snowman was a jolly happy soul, with a corncob pipe and a button nose, and 2 eyes made out of coal. Frosty the snowman is a fairy tale, they say.
He was made of snow, but the children know how it came to life one day. There must have been some magic in that old silk hat they found.
For when they placed it on his head, he began to dance around.
Oh, Frosty the Snowman was alive as he could be. And the children say he could laugh and play just the same as you and me.
Thumpity thump thump, thumpity thump thump, look at Frosty go. Thumpity thump thump, thumpity thump thump,
Over the hills of snow, Frosty the Snowman knew the sun was hot that day.
so he said, let's run and we'll have some fun.
Now before I melt away, down to the village with the broomstick in his hand.
Running here and there all around the square, saying, catch me if you can.
And he led them down the streets of town, right to the traffic cop.
He only paused a moment when he heard him holler, stop! Frosty the Snowman had to hurry on his way.
But he waved goodbye, saying, don't you cry.
I'll be back again someday. Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas! Bye! Merry Christmas! Bye!
Good morning. I'm Chris Carter, a member of your Board of Trustees and the MDUUC Treasurer. My pronouns are he, him, and his. I anticipate that this may be a particularly challenging holiday season for many, coming after a particularly challenging year. Newly available vaccines provide a light at the end of the pandemic tunnel, but pandemic risks will continue for most of us well into the new year. I want to thank all members and friends of MDUUC who have contributed some combination of time and/or financial resources to MDUUC this year, even as we have had to reimagine what it means to attend church and participate in church programs. As the congregation's treasurer, I am charged with paying particular attention to the church's financial standing. I know from my history with this and other UU congregations that some community members may be in the fortunate position to make a supplemental year-end gift as 2020 comes to a close. Further, such gifts may help in tax planning. If you are among those individuals, I appeal to you to consider making that extra donation. Special gifts of cash or stock can support our operating budget in a year when we are counting on such gifts, or they may be designated for special funds like the minister's discretionary funds to help those in distress, the endowment fund for the long-term financial support for the church, and the memorial fund to maintain memorial spaces on campus. Please contact me or members of the Finance or Legacy Committees if you would like to discuss options for making special gifts to MDUUC at year-end. 2020 has been extraordinarily challenging. Thank you for your generosity to MDUUC this year, whatever form it may have taken, and thank you for considering a supplemental year-end gift as we graciously accept this week's offering. Thank you. Please join me in dedicating our offering. To the work of this community in transforming ourselves and our world, we dedicate ourselves and our offerings.
One of my favorite things to do around the holidays is watch holiday movies and shows with my family.
Our next act is a classic from Charlie Brown Christmas.
Performed by our very own Diego Smith.
Hi Lioness, it's me, Charlie Brown. How are you? I've been better. It's finally Christmas time. This is supposed to be the best time of the year, but this year I am not filled with holiday cheer. I'm not happy. I don't feel the way I am supposed to feel. There must be something wrong with me. I know. I'm the only person you know who can take a wonderful season like Christmas and turn it into a problem. Maybe Lucy is right. Of all of the Charlie Browns in the world, I'm the Charlie Brownest. Sorry, Linus, I've got to run. My sister is calling me on the other line. Hey, Sally, what's up? You want me to help you write a letter to Santa? Okay, fine. What do you want to say? You have been extra good this year, so you have a long list of presents that you want? Oh, brother. You also want me to note the size and color of each item? If that's too complicated, you want Santa to just send money? I'm not asking Santa to send you 10s and 20s. Sally, that is absurd. This is not helping me get into the Christmas spirit. I'll help you write your letter when I get home. I have to go. I'm getting another call. Hey, Violet, what's up? You're reading your Christmas card? Thanks for the card you sent me. Yes, I know you didn't send me a card. Don't you know sarcasm when you hear it? I know, I am sorry. I am just in a bad mood this year. You're right. I should call Sally. She is great at giving advice. Bye, Violet. Hey, Lucy, it's me, Charlie Brown. I'm feeling sad. I need some advice. You're only charging 5 cents for advice? Ever heard of inflation? Okay, the problem is I know I should be happy during Christmas, but I can't seem to manage. Did you just say the mere fact that I know I need help means that I am not too far gone? What kind of advice is that? Actually, Lucy, my trouble is Christmas. I just don't understand it. Instead of feeling happy, I feel sort of let down. You think I should get involved in a Christmas project? Like what? The virtual holiday cabaret at church? I don't know. The cast needs a proper Christmas tree to get into the holiday mood? You want me to go and find the Christmas tree to decorate it at church? You think that will help me get into the Christmas spirit too? And maybe even help other people in the congregation? Okay, I can see what I'll do. I'll see what I'll do. Hey everybody, how's this tree for the Christmas cabaret? This is totally the Christmas spirit I was looking for all along. I want to wish you all the happiest of holidays. I am sending lots of virtual love and holiday cheer your way.
You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He
How cool. Thank you, family choir, singing Santa Claus is Coming to Town. You all did such a great job.
Yes. Now, Treon, I'm very excited about our next act, and I'm actually going to call you out. This next skit was written by Treon.
Thank you, Annam. This is my own spin on Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and will be performed by David Stanley and his grandchildren, Kayam, Cameron, and Nilu.
We open on Christmas in Chernobyl, Ukraine, 1986.
Oh, the city of Chernobyl. Once a nuclear power plant, now a ghost town. Poor thing, it went through so much this year. What you thinking, Bean?
Well, with all the radiation, these people could use some hazmat suits and gas masks.
Righto. Fetch 'em for me, will you, Bean?
On it. Hello, who's there?
Hi, my name is Santa. Are you lost?
I feel you lost.
It's okay, come on out. Are you a reindeer? Your nose is...
I am Agnes.
Now, what's your name?
Rudolph.
Rudolph. Would you like to come with me and live with me in the North Pole? I have a few reindeer of my own. You'd fit right in with them.
I'm a television, no thanks.
Are you sure? At the North Pole, we eat candy canes and maple syrup for breakfast.
Okay, I'm in.
Okay.
Santa, I'm back from the deliveries. Oh, who's your new friend?
Rudolph? Bean. Bean. Rudolph. Bean's my head elf.
Nice to meet you, Rudolph. Hiyo.
All right, all the present deliveries are done for the day. Let's head back to the North Pole and get some rest. The next day, Rudolph went to go meet the other reindeer at the North Pole, including Comet.
Hiyo, my name is Rudolph.
Oh yeah, I heard about you. You're the mutant with the big red nose.
I have allergies.
Take your radioactive red nose and get out of here.
You're mean.
You're a disgrace to reindeer.
I'm a terrible. Hey Rudolph, why aren't you with the other reindeer? I don't bullied by Tommy. Uh-oh. Comet's the leader of Santa's sleigh team. Now you'll never get a spot. I don't want a spot. I want candy canes and maple syrup. I know. Let's go to the toy shop. I'll teach you how to make toys and you'll never have to talk to Comet. Is that a yowl? Sure it is. In the North Pole, anyone can be anything except naughty. Okay, I'll try it.
And that is how Rudolph became a toy maker. But the story doesn't end there. Rudolph worked with Bean in the toy shop for nearly a year before her fate began to change. Bean, it's December 20th. I think it's time to start scouting out the route for this Christmas. Get Comet ready to go with the sleigh.
Sir, the entire world is covered in fog right now.
Oh, nonsense. Comet's been my trusty reindeer guide for centuries. Go ask him if he can do it.
Will do. Hey, Comet, Santa's wondering if you're up for scouting today.
Are you doubting me, Elf?
Well, I mean, yeah. Have you looked at the fog?
I'm the most capable reindeer in the North Pole. Of course I can do it.
Where are they coming? What are they doing? Probably not far.
Oh, God. Emergency, emergency. Out of the way quickly, reindeer down.
Stay here, Rudolph. Let me talk to Santa. So, how far did you get?
Comet crashed into a tree. What are we going to do?
You still have a caribou.
Bean, those are the same animal.
Never mind that. Rudolph can help back. Her bright red nose would be perfect for seeing through the fog.
I don't know. She's been through a lot with the Chernobyl disaster, then the allergy issue and the mutation.
Santa, give her a chance to be what she was meant to be. And if Comet is better by Christmas, he can take over. Don't do it, Santa.
I'm sorry, big guy. Go get Rudolph.
Rudolph, guess what? You're going to fly Santa's sleigh today. What? But I don't know how to fly. And I haven't made they haven't made the toy. I'll take care of the toys. Santa's counting on you. Comet, we'd rather talk about your ego.
Rudolph, I'm impressed by your flying skills.
Thanks. Thanks, Santa. It's all in the nose.
Ha 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 ha.
Rudolph and Santa practiced flying together while Comet recovered from his accident.
I am the strongest reindeer. I am Santa's best reindeer. I am going to fly Santa's sleigh. Santa, are you ready to go? We've got a long journey ahead of us.
Oh, Bean didn't tell you? The fog hasn't lifted yet. Sorry, pal, you're not going to fly my sleigh tonight.
What? Rudolph's taking my spot? This isn't fair.
Sorry, champ. Rudolph's better suited to the job. Let's go, Rudolph. You ready?
Yep. Oh, my little caribou's all grown up. Going to fly Santa's sleigh.
Bean, look over things while I'm gone. Yip, yip, Rudolph. Ho, ho, ho. Let's go. Let me go back.
Thank you all for coming to our holiday cabaret,
We want to thank all of you who participated,
and all the MDUUC staff who helped put this production together.
and all of you at home. Even though we couldn't be together in person today, we're together in spirit.
And in technology.
We hope you all have a happy holidays.
What a wonderful production and so many gifts from our families and from all of our folks. We're so grateful to be able to receive these gifts today. And I think that it's a perfect metaphor for this season of 2020, this holiday season that will be like no other. I remember growing up hearing stories every now and then from people who had lived through holiday seasons during war times and how they said they would never forget those because they had a very particular quality of awareness and understanding of what was important. I think as we go into this holiday season, we are doing so with some choices. And I want to offer quickly that we consider that we sometimes want our holidays to be a little bit like a snow globe, with everything perfectly packaged inside in a completely predictable environment. And that is not the way that the holidays will be in 2020. The holidays in 2020 are probably more like a prism. They invite us to send the light that we have through it, and we will see, perhaps more than we have ever seen, what the components and strands are of that light. So as we go through this time, this holiday time, I invite us to think about all the ways that we are grateful as we approach these holidays. And to do so in a particular way, to think, first of all, of the gift of life for which we are grateful, for the gift of those that we love, to think about our gratitude for all who continue to work with us, to give us joy in this time. I want to particularly honor our families who, despite all the stresses and strains that they are under, they gave us so many gifts in this service today. And I want to thank our dedicated religious education staff, Indigo and Marina, for all that they did as the directors and producers of this particular gift. There are things that we can notice this particular season as we put the light of these holidays through the prism of 2020, a prism that sometimes bends that light and gives us unexpected glimpses of what is truly precious. In this year, when we can't actually do the thing that we always say is at the heart of this service, of this time, be present with those we love, let us be present to the truth of all that we are given, and also to the spirit of awe that is part of this season. Some of you may know that scientists believe that the phenomenon known as the Star of Bethlehem was probably not actually connected to the story of the birth of a prophet, Jesus of Nazareth, but was perhaps an actual event that came together when the planets Saturn and Jupiter came into each other's orbit and were superimposed over each other. This same phenomenon will happen again tomorrow, the actual winter solstice of this year. In that spirit, let us take, in addition to the other gifts, the gift of awe in this season, wherever we might find it, in the laughter of a child, in the connection over electronics, in a memory that brings us joy, in the bending of the light in an act to help our neighbors. However we may do so, let us be truly grateful, and let us do so in the spirit of awe that is in the heart of these holidays. Thank you all for all who gave their gifts in this service.
We invite you to join and sing in our closing song, We Wish You a Merry Christmas. The words will be on your screen. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
May we all hold the cup filled with courage and will that has been carried by peacemakers in long ages before us. May we drink of it deeply and be steadfast in the ways of peace.